David Beckham, the story of a football superstar. David Beckham was a living icon, a fashionista. From humble beginnings in Manchester to becoming one of the most talked about players, Beckham's footballing journey has been nothing short of a roller coaster ride. While his good looks and his life off the field have helped make him famous, his success in the game is a testament to his hard work and immense talents. In this video, I am going to dive deep into Beckham's story. From his humble beginnings to his meteoric rise, I will try to cover it all. Trust me, you don't want to miss this. Chapter 1. Dave of Manchester. Beckham grew up in Manchester. His father was a Manchester United fan, and it really helped in developing his early passion for the game. Now, he had footballing talent from an early age, and this is obvious. He joined Manchester United as a teenager. Now, for a kid with so much talent, it doesn't take too long to make an impression. Beckham debuted for the Red Devils when he was just 17 years of age, when he played his first game in a League Cup game in 1992. But things weren't as simple, It took Beckham some hard work and a bit of luck to be able to make it to the playing 11 of a star-studded Manchester United, but he waited patiently. His prayers were finally answered, and he got his first start in a League Cup game in 1994. And guess what? He also scored in a Champions League game against Galatasaray that same year. Things were moving for Dave. Chapter 2. Becoming a star. It was in 1995 when Sir Alex Ferguson, the legendary manager of United, tried to help Beckham get some playing time. He sent him on loan to Preston North End. This proved to be quite beneficial for the youngster. He impressed everyone there. After his loan spell, Beckham returned to Manchester United. With more experience under his belt, he was ready to play for his favorite club. His timing was perfect, as Ferguson had just sold their talented midfielder, 𝐕𝐈𝐃𝐄𝐈. Beckham was all set to make a name for himself, and he certainly didn't waste any opportunities, did he? By the end of the 1997-88 season, Beckham had become a household name in England. He had won a league, and a FA Cup double, another league title, and he also earned the much-coveted PFA Young Player of the Year award. You may remember David Beckham wearing the number 7 shirt for most of the 12 years he was at Manchester United, but here is a trivia for you. He wore the number 10 shirt prior to 1998, and it was a huge achievement for the youngster. But it changed when a new player came to Old Trafford. Number 10 was assigned to him, and Beckham was pretty anxious. But Sir Alex had a plan for Beckham. He assigned him the number 7 shirt instead. It softened the blow for Beckham, you'd think. Many big names had adorned the shirts with the same number, so naturally, it was an emotional moment for our guy. In an interview, Beckham confessed that when Sir Alex told him that he was getting the number 7 shirt, he literally cried. Just look at Beckham's passion to become the best. Chapter 3. The World Cup debacle. Now then, let's get back to the game, shall we? So Beckham had become too indispensable a player for the England side by 1998 that he started in all the World Cup qualifying games. England qualified for the World Cup, but it seemed Beckham was having a hard time, and it was all public. The team's manager, Glenn Hoddle, publicly accused Beckham of not focusing on his game. And what's more, he was not made part of England's first 2 games. When he was finally picked in the 3rd game against Colombia, Beckham did something spectacular. He scored with a bending 20-yard free kick, and it was his first goal for England, and what a way to do it. In the second round, he received a red card in a game against Argentina. It was a bit controversial. Beckham was fouled by Diego Simeone. He kicked Sim1 while lying on the ground. This game was decided in penalty shootouts, and guess what? England lost. England was out of the World Cup, and as happens all over the world, the media was on a lookout for a scapegoat, and there Beckham was. He was called overconfident and brash. Daily Mirror had this headline the next morning: 10 heroic lions, 1 stupid boy. And on the streets of London, his effigy was hung and burned. Can you imagine? This was the same guy who was adored by these same fans a few months ago. Football is a strange game, isn't it? Chapter 4. United wins treble. So, naturally, we would imagine Beckham to be nervous for his upcoming season. But that's not who Beckham was. He rose to the challenge. With Ferguson and United fans on his side, Beckham rose like phoenix from ashes. In fact, he played a cardinal role in the Red Devils' historic treble. He was just amazing. He scored goals, provided assists, controlled the games. And what about his set-piece taking skills and creating chances? Or his playmaking skills and his ability to find teammates from long distances? He was just superb. He proved to be the man for big moments. For instance, he scored in the title decider against Spurs and delivered 2 crucial corners in injury time during the 1999 Champions League final. These corners led to 2 goals that won United the European Cup and completed their historic treble. Beckham's stellar performance even earned him the UEFA Club Footballer of the Year award. And as for the Ballon d'Or, well, let's just say he was a close second. Beckham didn't just play the game, he owned it. Chapter 5. The Redemption. The previous outing for England team in 1998 World Cup was not good for Beckham. It turned him into a villain. He had to redeem himself, right? And that's what our bad did. In 2002, Beckham was given the captain's armband and he captained England team till 2006. He knew he had to make amends for his folly in the last World Cup game he played against Argentina. His moment to shine had come. England's qualification for 2002 World Cup was on the line. England, playing at Old Trafford, needed a draw against Greece, a team which had some tricks up its sleeve, it seemed. It was a difficult situation. England needed a hero. Beckham answered the call, and he was everywhere on the field that day. England was losing 2-1 by injury time. England team won a free kick about 30 yards out, and Captain Beckham had to score it. And he did. He sent the ball to the top corner. What a moment. He had redeemed himself. He was the hero of England team once again. Chapter 6. Becoming a Real Madrid Galactico. Beckham was a superstar and his public persona was too much to handle for Alex Ferguson, who wanted to run the team in a certain way. Although they were winning trophies, one after another, and Beckham was also performing well. But it was just not clicking between him and Sir Ferguson. Beckham now had to leave his childhood club. Barcelona made advances, which Beckham didn't heed. Instead, he decided to be a part of Los Blancos in 2003. He was part of Florentino Perez's Galactico project. Even though he played alongside one of the biggest footballing stars, there were no title wins for Real Madrid until Beckham's last season when he lifted a trophy in 2007. He played decent football as long as he was part of Real Madrid, but every journey has an end, right? For the Madrid owners, they just couldn't afford him anymore, so they didn't renew his contract. I don't know what may have happened. What he did next shocked everyone. Chapter 7. Playing for NLS and AC Milan. After Real Madrid chose not to renew his contract, Beckham made a surprising move to Major League Soccer in the United States, joining the LA Galaxy. This decision seemed to almost rule out any chance of him playing for Real Madrid again. Beckham was finally in the United States, and his stay at LA Galaxy can be seen as a success for him personally. He now had become a true global superstar. I mean, his international profile was at an all-time high. That said, it was not a smooth ride for him. While still at LA Galaxy, Beckham extended an off-season loan to AC Milan. He had a reason for that. It would maintain his eligibility for the England team. But the LA fans were not happy, and they termed him a fraud. Beckham had no choice but to keep his head down and wait for his moment to shine. After all, he had done it before. He worked hard and helped his team win the MLS Cup consecutively in 2011 and 2012. His time at AC Milan was also memorable, especially his emotional return to Old Trafford in the Champions League. It was the first time he had played against Manchester United since leaving. Throughout the game, his name was sung by fans on and off the pitch, even when he was sitting on the bench. When his entrance onto the pitch was announced, he was treated as their own by the crowd present at the Old Trafford. After the match, Beckham acknowledged the applause from the Stretford end. It was a beautiful moment. Chapter 8. One last dance at PSG. Beckham's stint at La Galaxy was memorable, but it had to end someday, right? It was in January 2013 when Beckham bid farewell to United States and he signed for Paris Saint-Germain. Now, he was there just for the sake of the game he so loved. In fact, he donated his salary to children's charity as long as he was there. When the season ended, he gave a rather emotional farewell, a fitting end to his astonishing career. Beckham enjoyed an impressive career with 117 international caps. He won titles in England, Spain, the US, and France. When it comes to popularity, Beckham is as popular as, let's say, Messi or Ronaldo. And that given the fact his career ended almost a decade ago. So that was the video, guys. If you like this video, press that like button and don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more such amazing football content.